How's it going, everybody? Nathaniel from RCInsight here, and in today's video, I am going to be ranking all of the LEGO Winter Village sets from the worst to the best, so let's jump straight into this. Alright guys, so I'm going to be ranking all of the LEGO Winter Village sets, all 13 of them. I'm not including the re-release of the Winter Village Toy Shop. I'm not counting that, so there's 13 sets that I am ranking in this list, and I will tell you up front that I had a hard time with this ranking. I really like almost all of these sets, and so there were some sets that I look at the list and I go, oh, that's way too low, but I just can't feel like I can put them any higher because the sets above them are even better. Obviously, this is just my opinion, and I'd love to know what you guys think about it in the comments section down below. So let me know what you think about my ranking, and maybe let me know what your ranking is, but I'm a big fan of the Winter Village sets. I have most of them except for some of the older ones, and so I'm really excited to get into this list. Alright, so coming in at number 13 in last place is Santa's Workshop. Now, this is not a bad set by any means, but it definitely is deserving of my least favorite. Funnily enough, it was also the first ever Winter Village set that I had, and it's just not all that memorable. In this case, the brick-built reindeer just feel a little bit weird. The sleigh here is really not comparable to the reindeer and sleigh set that we got just last year. And the building, though I do like the main clock tower build, the side part of the build just feels tacked on. It feels very hollow, and overall for a set that has actually quite a few pieces at 883, it feels a lot smaller than it actually is. The one big highlight here is, of course, the Mrs. Claus minifigure, but aside from that, I just can't say there's a lot I really like about this one. Coming in at number 12 is the Winter Village Market. Now, this might be a little unfairly low for this set. I don't have it as well. It is a very nice set in its own right. I do like a lot of the colors and the stuff that's going on with this set, but in a lot of ways it just doesn't feel quite like it fits in the Winter Village line. Don't get me wrong, that center carousel is an awesome looking build, but it feels like it's more deserving of some sort of different theme. I don't know, I just feel like it fits more in line with the amusement park style sets that LEGO has done and not quite as much Winter Village. So it's a really good set, but yeah, it just doesn't quite fit for me, and that's why I have it down so low. For number 11, we have the Winter Village Station. Now, this is getting into the sets that I really like. I think they're all strong from this point out. And with the Winter Village Station, there's a lot to like here. I really, really like the bus that we get in this set. The design of the train station is also very cute with some fun angles, diagonals at play here. So all in all, this is a really good looking set. It's just a little more on the simplistic side, and it really needs, in my opinion, the train to go with it in order for it to really feel like a worthwhile addition. So the fact that it really needs another set, and also the fact that it's just a little more on the plain side when it comes to some of the detailing, that's what keeps it down. But this is still a really nice set, and I really enjoyed building it. I love putting it up on display, and it could fit outside of the Winter Village as well. If you were to just change out the color of the roof from white to another shade, you could easily fit it in with your Lego City or something like that. It's a really nice set in that regard. At number 10, we have the original, the classic, the Winter Village Toy Shop. And I felt like this definitely could not be at the bottom just purely because this is what kicked it all off. But I also really quite like the build. There's some aspects of it that are dated. Some of the color choices here I would not have gone with, and I think a newer LEGO set would not go with these colors just because there's more available. I'd say the overall coloring of the Winter Village Toy Shop is probably the biggest drawback. Actually, it's the part that I've never quite loved, but everything else here is great. Getting these choir minifigures, the atmosphere, the bench, and the light bulb on the bench, or the street lamp on the bench, is great. It's a build that I've always really liked, and this is a super fun Christmas tree. It's the original Christmas tree, and I don't think I can think of another Lego Christmas tree that's even remotely similar in style since. So even though it doesn't maybe feel quite as modern as some of the new ones, the way it's built I really like. There's just a sense of nostalgia. There's a lot of elements of this set that I really do like, and the overall design makes up for some of the lack of color choices or the poor color choices that I find in it. At number 9, we have this year's Winter Village set, and it is the Holiday Main Street. Now, this is my least favorite new Winter Village set to come out in quite some time, and it suffers from some of the same things that the Winter Village Toy Shop does, actually. I think the colors here are not the best. It doesn't necessarily feel the most wintry, and the builds themselves feel like they're more fitting of Lego Friends or Lego City than they are an 18+ Lego for Adults theme or collection line. The buildings, they just feel hollow, like they're facades, like they need some more depth to them, and I talk about this quite a bit more in my video where I talk about the set after it was revealed. But the tram here is absolutely spectacular, and that definitely makes up for some of it and boosts it up in my books to where it is, because the tram is great and the buildings are still good. They just don't quite, again, fit that Winter Village vibe, and that's what keeps it a little bit lower. I wish they had a little bit more of a old style feeling and a little bit more of a depth to their design. At number 8, we have one of the classics, the Winter Village Bakery. Now, this is the smallest Winter Village set ever made, and I suspect it will stay that way. At a mere 687 pieces, you would think, why? What is there even to this set? And that's a good question. There's not a lot in this set, but what there is looks incredible. It's quaint, it's small, it's got a classic Lego feel. The bakery colors and build just look incredible, even though it's small and on the simple side. And the ice rink here, I absolutely adore as well. I like how it's not really a rink as much as it is a pond with jagged edges, and, you know, just overall really, really good stuff here. Like I said, it feels like a classic Lego set in all the right ways, while still living up to that Winter Village theme and heritage. And yeah. So at number 7, we have last year's Winter Village set, Santa's Visit. Now, when I did a ranking last year that I never posted, I actually had this up at the top. Obviously, recency bias, since then it's fallen a little bit, but this is still a great set. I think the drawback for me here is that we've already gotten a set, and what I think is actually a slightly better set in this same blue color with the Winter Village Cottage. And so that is definitely a drawback for me here, because I think the Winter Village Cottage uses this blue color better and breaks it up a little bit more as well. But the overall shaping and dimensions of this house, the tree build, all of that stuff, I absolutely love here. So this is really a slam dunk in basically every capacity, except I just kind of wish they had done a different color for it. Changed that up a little bit, since we've already got a build like this, and that is what has now ended up pushing down on the list what is otherwise, from a building perspective, probably the best of the Winter Village sets. At number 6, we have the Winter Village Post Office. This is another one of the old Winter Village sets. It definitely has that more quaint feel like the bakery, but for some reason, I've just always loved this set. The red postal truck, the little pavilion, and that Victorian-style rounded windows on the front of the post office. I just think it's a super cute set, and I love the green roof here as well. Like I said, this is a set that I wish I had, and there's just a nostalgia. There's something that stood out to me with this set from day one, the moment it was revealed. I wish I got it back then. Wish I still had it now. It's definitely deserving of its 6th place. At number 5, we have the Winter Holiday Train. This is a set that, honestly, I thought I was not going to like based on looking at the box, because I've never been a huge train guy. But when I got it and I built it, I fell in love. There's really basically nothing more to this other than the train. There's a little bench that comes with it as well. So we're going to focus on the train itself, because that's what there is to talk about. The design of this, the colors, it's all perfect. The green, red, and gold are absolutely fantastic. The caboose build and the engine build here are both great. I love the puffy little steam clouds here. I love the gold accenting. I love the way the front of the engine is just tapered and rounded. It all looks so authentic, real classic looking train. And even the little car with the tree is fun as well, with the tree spinning as it goes down the track. There's a lot to like here, and this set has really grown on me over time. I just think it's a lot of fun, and it's probably my favorite train build, period. Then at number 4, we have another set that has grown on me, and that is the Elf Clubhouse. Now, I still don't love the Christmas tree here, but we get that much nicer reindeer mold. We have some really fun elf builds. We have some really fun side gift builds, including the computer with the naughty and nice list on it. And the design of the Elf Clubhouse itself is among my favorite buildings, up there with Santa's Visit. The overall building design here is great, and at first when I got it, I wasn't a big fan of the colors, but the colors over time have grown on me to the point now where I appreciate it a lot more. And so really almost everything comes together and hits in the right way in this set, but especially the design with that super tall roof and that super tall peaked roof, I think just looks great. And of course the fun little chimney play feature here as well. There is a lot to like in this set, and that is why it is at number 4. So getting into my top 3 here now, we have the Winter Village Cottage. And like I said, this to me is the better of the two baby blue buildings that are in the Winter Village line. I just love how it feels like a timber cottage with that dark brown framing around the cottage. I also love the sense of thick snow on the roof. It feels like you're just in the dead of winter. It feels like heavy snow on the roof, not like some of these later sets where, like this year's set where there's just little hints of snow on the roof. This is like you're in the middle of a blizzard in the winter, and I like that. I like that about this. It makes it feel cozy. It makes it feel homey. The snowplow build here is kind of interesting. It's different. I can't say I love it, but it definitely is something that makes the set stand out. And even just a little log shed, the igloo, they're fun additions, but just the color and the design of this cottage, even though the actual dimensions of the build itself are a little more on the simple side, everything else here I really love. Then at number 2, we have the Winter Village Fire Station. Now, this was the second Winter Village set that I ever got, and really, it's the first because I forgot that I even had Santa's Workshop until I rediscovered it years later. So this is the one that I associate with the beginning of my Winter Village collection, even though I have gone back and collected some of the earlier ones since. And wow, I just love this. The reds are beautiful. Both the dark red and the brighter red. The fire engine's a great build. I love the skating rink, the Christmas tree. The whole style of this build really hits home for me. And it's also just connected to some personal things in my life that make it even more nostalgic and a heartfelt gift of a set for me. And so yeah, so there's maybe some bias in that sense, but the overall design of this build and the colors here are incredible, and it makes me absolutely adore it. And it would be first overall were it not for the gingerbread house, which is absolutely incredible. Horrible to build the roof, might I add, but the gingerbread house itself looks amazing. Shout out to Tiago Catarino, the designer of this set. I hope I didn't butcher his name. He's a fellow LEGO YouTuber these days. He was a designer on this set, and it really is great. I love the colors. It looks so delicious just looking at it. It's one of my favorite LEGO sets of all time, really. The design of the build, the way they did the icing and the candy windows and just the sprinkles on the roof, everything about this is fantastic. And so it has to be deserving of first place, even though it's a little bit more of a fantasy-like set. Oh, we get the gingerbread minifigures here as well. So it's like, what is there not to like about this set? Maybe the star on top of the tree looks a little weird, but I mean, other than that, this is a great all-around set, one of my favorite LEGO sets of all time. I feel like I've said a lot of these sets are great, but this one stands out above the rest, and so it has to take first place, and it does. So that is my ranking for the LEGO Winter Village collection, guys. Like I said, a lot of these sets I really like, so if it sounded like I'm saying, oh, these are all great sets, it's because I really do mean that. The Winter Village collection as a whole has a bunch of my favorite sets of all time, and so of course I am going to have high praise for a lot of these, and really they're all good sets with the exception of the bottom few, which I don't think are that great. Everything else here is good to stand out. So really great collection overall. If you guys don't have any, then you're missing out. You should definitely go out, and why not start this year? Even though this year's set is not as great, there's never a better time than now to start collecting them. So go out and do that. Let me know what your rankings are in the comment section down below. I'm always curious to hear what you guys have to say. But yeah, with that said, I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you liked it, click the like button down below. It is a great way for you to show your support. Subscribe for more content like this. I am planning on doing more ranking videos in the future, but I also have LEGO news videos, reviews, all that type of stuff. It's all over my channel, so if that interests you at all, check it out. I am one of the places to be for the latest LEGO news and commentary. So if that interests you, subscribe so you can be notified as soon as my videos come out. And with all that said, thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I will see you all in the next one.